All right, ladies, we ready?
Yeah.
We already started. I think that's
I know
going
we
in the
did.
show.
Nice. I like that. Come to the Spartan races. Challenge yourself. Ah, ooh.
Or not.
Ah, ooh.
That's an option. Watch 300 at home. Sitting on the couch talking about our woo. Am I boring you,
And
Darrah?
then you won't know. I'm just
You
sleepy.
yarned a lot yesterday on that meeting.
I'm tired. Okay. I don't
Why
know
are you so
what
tired?
else. Just guess I'm not getting good sleep at night.
Why aren't you getting good sleep at night?
Sorry.
Because you normally go to bed early to get up early.
Yes, I do.
So it's changed.
I think that's why. Because I go to bed early to get up and go to my gym classes at 6 and 6:15 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I'm working out and then I'm working. I think I'm just tired.
Well,
know what
you're
I mean?
burning
Like,
a lot more energy.
Ugh.
So that makes sense.
I do
I
love
just-
going to my classes in the morning. Like, it feels great to get up and work out first thing
Yeah.
in your day. But
What time?
I'm
Like,
tired.
we're talking 5 a.m.?
I get up at 5, but my classes aren't until 6 and 6:15.
That's crazy early.
Let me tell y'all something. I remember it was like 4 a.m. I was like, well, how old was I? 23? Going on 24? And I was out there on my back looking up at the stars, and I said, God, I would never do this shit again in my life.
What were you doing?
Do what?
I was in the army
Oh.
doing like working out. No.
You didn't watch Boys in the Hood when you were a kid?
Yeah, the only scene I remember from Boys in the Hood, and correct me if I'm wrong, when they were having sex in the house and the grandmother was like going up the steps. That was Boys in the Hood,
No,
right?
that's Don't Be a Menace.
That was Don't Be
Wait,
a Menace?
Was it
No.
Boys in the Hood too?
I can't remember.
It was
I don't
like
remember.
Oh,
Sunday.
you know what? He was lying in Boys in the Hood to his dad about the first time he had sex, so that probably came from the original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sunday. Somebody was supposed to be in church, and they were having sex, and the grandmother was like smelling it and like coming up the steps. I remember. That's the only scene I remember.
He was
Yeah.
lying his ass off. She must have smelled
Smell
something.
like Badusi. What was that from?
Oh my God.
I want to say How to Be a Player. Bernie Mac
Yeah.
and Bill Bellamy. It's a good flick. We should make a hood movie.
Nah.
Please do. No.
Why? They classics.
Are they?
I love them.
Yeah.
I mean, Friday
Friday.
is literally my favorite hood
Don't
movie.
Be a Menace. I mean, that's a spoof, but it's a classic.
Yeah.
I just watched
Boys in
Poetic
the Hood
Justice
is
recently.
Oh.
Because remember I was telling you
Poetic
about
Justice.
the Blackbusters review.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
reviewed it, and the way they talked about it was so like intricate, and they spoke more about the writing.
Right. Maya Angelou.
Well, she wrote the poems, but it
Yeah.
was John Singleton.
Oh,
who
they
wrote,
mean like the writing of the script.
yeah,
Okay,
the script and
sorry.
like how the foreshadowing and like the attention to details and all that stuff. So I was like, I gotta go back and watch it. And I watched it and it was stand up.
So good.
It's really good.
I don't know why. I think the song in the end, it stays with me like my whole life. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know why.
That
Heard
was
from
what?
a friend
That- and what
There we
they-
go.
Yeah. She said you were in town.
Oh my God.
Suddenly the memories came to me. Oh,
Yeah.
Janet. Classic Janet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was like what like songs in my memory, and it was kind of like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be an actor. You know.
That was a great cast too. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
Regina
Oh, yeah.
King, Janet, Tupac. What was that guy's name? Regina King's.
I don't know his name.
Sorry
I
to
just
that
watched
guy.
it, but
I know.
he did a great job.
He did. I mean, it was great. They did.
And the way they
great job.
spoke about the characters, like John Singleton really built those characters. They were like 3D. Like there were parts where you learned things about them, but you only
Yeah.
learned them after a certain amount of events happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Janet, she was on guard because she didn't trust Tupac, and she would point out that his nails were dirty. And like, how can you take care of me if you can't even take care of your nails? And then eventually she took care of it for him, and then eventually when he came back to apologize, he cleaned them, and it was like, it's such great writing.
Yeah.
And that's like, I think a lot of things that people now when they write, they take for granted.
You
It's
know, like Tyler.
Oh God.
Mr. Perry.
I wasn't trying to call out nobody.
Let's just jump into it because we already started. No intro. I'm one of the hosts, Michael Dwayne Paylor. This is Salome Reba. What's your other middle name?
Clevia. Oh my God. What if somebody looks me up?
You can do a lot with less.
Yeah, you're right. Denoon.
There you go. And we're joined by the lovely
Darrah Lashley.
And this is our 40th episode.
Oh, we forgot mail our balloons.
That's fine.
We usually
it's
get
okay.
balloons.
We do. Usually,
What was I doing
but
today?
It's okay.
Running the streets.
Oh, today's Friday. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was a Saturday.
A little different.
Yeah.
Right.
It's probably because somebody's been on your mind, and that's different. We might get into that later.
Oh,
A lot of things going on
I know.
in the pod squad. A lot of changes for the better.
I know. Yeah.
So, all right, boom.
Yeah.
Let's get into Tyler. He
Oh
just
my
dropped
God.
Divorced in Black.
Divorce in the Black.
In the
Right.
Black.
Okay. So
Now, wait a minute. What does the title mean?
this is the thing. I was just about to say that, right? Because one of the things that I know when I like about writing and stuff, they say never assume that your audience is dumb. Like, don't over explain stuff. And there was this line that Ava, that's Megan Good's character, she was like, "Oh, when this divorce is over, I want to be in the black." But I'm like, what does that mean?
Does that refer to like finances?
I don't
like
know.
Black Friday refers
I
to.
don't know.
No?
I don't know what it meant. And I'm
Because
like,
if you're in the red, that means your business is doing terrible.
Right.
But if you're in the black, you're doing really well.
never knew that.
Yeah.
That's
I
where
never
the
knew
term
that.
Black Friday comes from because it puts those companies in the black
Okay.
from all the merchandise they sell.
Oh, okay.
Or they used to. They don't really put anything on sale now.
Right. No, they don't. Because even, well, that's a different story. But yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't understand what that means, right? And so I'm like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe you should have, I don't know. I was just like, okay. But for me, what I was saying is I read this article once where he said he writes characters that his mother and her friends would enjoy. And I mean, I think he's a genius, right? I think so. And I think what he's doing is really good. But I think, like, in his own personal life, to advance himself and advance the work, because you can't just cater to one audience, right? Like, people like us who are filmmakers, we're watching and we expect more. And I have seen, like, the characters that I remember from, like, growing up. Because, like I said, the show, like, aspects of the movie reminded me of Fatal Attraction, where Glenn Close, like, broke into the guy's house and, like, boiled the rabbit. So yeah, the one of the characters, he had like a farm or something, and Ava's husband killed the animals. Forgive me for the spoilers, but yeah. And then it also reminded me of Enough, a movie with like Jennifer Lopez, where they told her you have to have like evidence of your husband beating you in order to kill him. And
What state is that?
I don't know. But
self-defense.
Like self-defense. So
that don't always work
like
out for
similar.
black women.
Well, no, it doesn't.
Like there's like I remember an article where a woman.
Is J-Lo black?
No.
Last time I checked, she was Puerto Rican.
And from the Bronx. She will remind you every chance she gets. But if I'm gonna play devil's advocate for Mr. Perry, I think maybe he knows that audiences don't really give a damn. Like, the people are just either going to watch it, like consume it, not even watch it, but consume it and be on to the next thing. Like, how many things happened since that movie came out?
A lot, right?
Yeah.
Because that was like in the 80s. Like Fatal Attraction was
No,
in
I'm
the
talking
80s.
about since his movie came out.
Oh, what? Divorce in the Black?
Yeah. The president almost got killed. Well, the ex-one.
But I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair for the love of like filmmaking. I don't think it's fair.
And I don't think
that you give us.
I don't think he is passionate about filmmaking. I think he's more passionate about like the business of entertainment because he came in as a playwright.
Well, then, if you're passionate about the business of playwriting, like hire people that would make quality work.
Yeah, if you were passionate about the quality of the content that you're making, but and I don't know him, but if he really cares more about the bottom line, he already has an audience that's going to consume it, and he has two audiences. He has the ones who actually like his content, and then he has the ones that are going to watch
just because they're curious.
But
like
they
me.
all spend the same money. It's the same money.
Yeah. There was this guy that remind, like, back in the day. I think his first name is Oscar, and he has like some fancy French name, and he was like, in history, he's like the first black man who made films, like content the way Tyler Perry's making them. And I often think of like, what would he think if he was alive today to see what Tyler Perry doing, because he made like quality work that like helped change the way people viewed black people and stuff like that. And I feel like, I don't know what people say, they're like, oh, your female characters are always so soft and like and like, you know, kind of weak. I don't know. So
when I watched the clips on TikTok, and I think it was TikTok, the guy who played the husband, I felt like he was channeling Ike Turner in every scene. Like, he was just pointing his fingers, and the stuff that he was saying was so ridiculous. I'm like, in what world do a man walk into a place of business with other people around and speak to his ex or soon-to-be ex-wife like that, and nobody checks him?
Well, Darrah hasn't watched it. That's why she's like really.
I haven't watched it. I just saw some clips.
That's why she refuses to watch it. But some of the stuff really didn't make any sense, right? They were like in a restaurant, and he was like talking like really, really loud, and I'm like, this isn't reality. Like, this would never happen.
I'm telling you, Darrah, watch the clips.
No.
You're going to see Ike Turner. Like, that's all.
I doubt I'm going to see Ike Turner. Don't blaspheme Lawrence Fishburne like that, okay?
It's not even all of Lawrence Fishburne's Ike Turner, because it's only, it seems like only the parts where Ike lost his shit. That's all I see from these clips. Like, just, I'll bite your goddamn nose off if you ever get this close to me. Stuff like that. It's like, what?
Wait, what do you not understand?
I just don't understand how we haven't learned our lesson yet as
what
the
lesson?
Audience, right? Like, we just came out of Mia Culpa bullshit. We just came out of that. Like, how do we then turn around and say, oh, Tyler Perry's dropping another one? I'm going to go watch that. I'm going to go take an hour and something of my precious time 2 hours, that I will never get back.
It was 2
I'll
hours.
tell you
and
exactly
I'm going to watch
how.
it.
I'll tell you exactly how it happens. You're on the highway driving. You're in traffic because there's a car accident. Once you get to the accident, you look. Yeah. You're like, damn.
Rubbernecking.
And then it's not even worth like the amount of time that you sat in traffic. But then you keep driving, and then you come to another slowdown, and it's another accident. You're not gonna look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
because that's what it is.
You gotta look.
These things are car accidents, and people can't help but look at the wreck.
And
I can help that. That I can help.
Yeah, but you're special because you don't even really participate with. Yes, you're very special.
Oh.
But you don't participate with social media as much.
No, I don't.
Right.
So you being able to like stay away from it.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're tuned in, it's everywhere. Like, I didn't even watch the movie, but it still comes up.
What I admire, right, is how, but I saw somebody on my Facebook, right, and she's like, oh, I'm so happy I didn't listen to y'all. This was amazing. And I'm like, oh, I would love to be that delusional again, where I didn't see, like, characters and stuff, right, like how we see characters and stuff now. And I admire, like, how because the first scene, that gripped you, that, like, reeled you in, like, what the fuck, right?
What was the first scene?
All right, no spoilers, yeah, because you guys are going to watch it. So this, you can tell me the whole thing. It opens up, like, with a funeral, right? And the mom...
Of course it does.
Yeah, of course it does. So the mom Okay, so Ava is the wife. Her father is like a pastor, and he's officiating the funeral of the husband. His brother died, so he's officiating like the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking, like how pastors talk, and they're like, you have to live right because you don't want to, like go to hell or whatever. And he's talking to the brothers who are still alive, because these boys in the town, they seem to be like really like bad boys or whatever, right? So the father's like, the father-in-law is like, you guys do better before you go to hell or whatever. And then the mom, she's taking like what's the word, offense, right? She's taking offense, and she's like, oh, you talking about my son? So basically, like, this whole uproar happens in the funeral, and then she's like, take him out the casket.
Oh, snap. I saw that clip.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was from that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. She's
I
like,
thought
take
it was
him out the
ridiculous.
casket.
He was talking some cash crazy stuff. And they grabbed the body out of the casket. You pay for that casket,
Yes.
The mother didn't pay for the casket. It was the family of Ava that paid for the casket.
But why take the body out of the
because
casket?
she was so ignorant. She didn't want. She didn't want.
Why not just get rid of the preacher?
Well, she was saying that they were talking down on her family, and she didn't want anything from her family. And apparently the mom probably like bought her clothes or gave the mother-in-law clothes, so she took the clothes off in the funeral.
You know what? I think I've been going about this all wrong. Like trying to come up with captivating stories that make sense and like base it in realism.
And that's
you
like
just need to be as wild as possible.
Well, and that's like another like question that I had, like, are we so far gone? Because I always used to feel like, oh, I could never write a story because it used to be so good and so deep when we were young, and now it's like so on the surface. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
It's the audience.
I'm not a fan. However, I have like a respect-hate relationship for Tyler. Because I 1,000% respect what he has built.
You respect the business.
I
but
do.
Not the art.
1,000% respect the business, and I also 1,000% respect that he pays black actresses.
That's business.
What they should be paid, because I love that Megan Good could say, he paid me the most I've ever been paid. Like, he paid me what I deserve. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. I love that he gives a lot of black people jobs. But I also, it's hard because as an actor, right, I'm like, do I want to make this career move? Do I want to work with Tyler Perry? Like, do I want to do that? Because the thing is, it's all bad, right? Like, the writing's bad, the directing's bad. And so I've seen actors work with him who I've seen in other things that are good in other things, and in his stuff it falls flat. Why? Because the directing's bad, the set is bad, the filming's bad, the writing's bad.
Okay.
Like, it's just bad.
Okay.
And why? Because for me, you've been doing this for so long. Like, where is the growth, right? Like, can I just see some growth? That's all I'm asking for.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So you're saying like his stuff is so bad, right? But that's what kind of like sells right now, right? Because the movie opened with this. When have you ever seen like social media have a clip of like the opening scene of a movie? Because that's like spoilers, right?
Yeah.
But that
you can watch whole movies on TikTok for 10 minutes at a time now.
Well, I didn't know
Somebody
that.
post them.
Well,
and there'll be a
like,
little Asian person in the middle watching it with you. I don't know why they there.
But
It's weird.
I think like when things are like ridiculous, it sells now. So he's like, I feel like he's catering to an audience, but for people who like us, who are like on the other side, and we mind that shit, we're like, please stop doing this. Like, do better.
All right, so again, I'm still playing devil's advocate.
No,
because
you can't,
here's
because
the
it's
thing.
also just so disrespectful.
I think at a certain amount of time when you're a working actor and you're paying your dues,
Yeah.
and you're 10, 15, 20 years in,
Right.
and they're still not paying you well, they're
Yeah.
still not giving you or accepting you for the parts that you're most you're the most talented for.
You go where you're respected. I completely
and you go
understand
where you're paid.
I am not even mad at the actors who do, like, as an actor, right? Like, I would think a lot of times, but who knows? Maybe I would be in a space in my career where I need to take this job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not judging the actors by at all for working with him, but I'm judging Tyler because he hasn't grown. That's my thing. Like, it's one thing to not be great when you first come out or whatever, but there has been no growth. His stories always had the same storyline, pretty much. Like, and they're all bad. They're just bad. Like,
okay, still playing devil's advocate.
They make no sense. They jump over. There's jumping conflict all over the place.
Look at reality television. There is no growth in that media, but it continues.
Who expects reality television?
But you know what? It continues to
what it is.
Grab people's attention. It continues to get ratings, and nobody's trying to revolutionize it, or try to make it better, because the audience don't care. It's just something to watch and then move on from.
Yeah. Well, that's what the audience he has, clearly.
Yeah. It's not fair, regardless. Okay, you're catering to your audience, right? I guess, right? Because we as young and upcoming artists, who envision a world of really going back. I wish we could go back to when movies meant something and they made change and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's can you please make something for your people and come here and do something for your people, right?
He's not Spike Lee. I mean, I don't know what to do. It's not.
And look at Spike Lee.
It's not.
He busts his ass trying to make something for his people.
Yeah.
Where'd they get him?
Spike Lee.
I mean,
but is he in Hollywood revered as the best director, or is he just the best black director? A lot of times you don't want that extra label. You just want to be respected for your art and to be able to make the moves that
I think people respect Spike Lee for his art. How do you not respect Spike Lee?
You do in your circle with other black people and other filmmakers. You respect him, but that's not necessarily the case when he wants to make a movie and it won't get greenlight by a studio.
Right, for a studio.
And he's been doing this since the 80s.
Yeah.
But then some no-name white directors can get something.
We live in the United States of America. That part, I mean, what do we expect, honestly?
But Tyler found a way out.
The U.S. You know why he found a way out? Because we live in the United States of America, and they don't care when black people put out stupid shit. They want you to make a fucking fool of your damn self, and that is what Tyler is doing. And not only that, he's making a fool of the black community in the way he portrays the black people in the films. It's coonery and buffoonery, basically.
One more point.
It's black
devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate. It's somebody described it as somewhat like telenovelas, which is those shows are over the top and ridiculous. But
I mean, they're so popular.
Are anyone in their community saying, "Hey, this is not how we are represented. These shows are making us look bad and stuff like that," or do they watch it or they don't watch it?
No, because it's in their, you know what I mean? Telenovelas are in Spain and where they're in their home country.
And now we got Tyler novella.
They don't have. Oh my God! Now, I mean, okay, if I wanted to play devil's advocate, right? We could say, why the fuck do we care how we're being perceived by people and this, that, and the other? But the unfortunate part is it's not even that we care, but it feeds the fuel of this country, right? The history of this country as such is to suppress a race of people, and that race of people is black. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Through redlining, through gaslighting, through laws.
But based on what you're saying, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. It's okay.
I feel like the people you're referring to have already made up their mind about us a long time ago. And if they did,
well,
we
that's
should be
what
able
I'm
to do
saying.
whatever the
That's
hell we
why
want.
this is what I'm saying. I said I said, let me play devil's advocate. Why should we care? Blah, blah, blah. Because this is the world we live in. This is the country we live in. However, we don't have to accept that, right? Like, we don't have to accept what they think about this. Fuck that. Like, why are we even giving it any what's it called? I don't have a word right now. But why are we giving it any thought? Why are we actually entertaining it?
Because I think that we understand, right? And I think what other people need to understand is that, like, films have power to make changes, right?
Absolutely.
So the film,
period.
Like, when you're in film school, the film that they consider like the birth of film is a birth of a nation.
Right.
And look at the chaos that caused, right? So film has the ability to change things. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, if I had, like, I know he might be like, yo, who are these people? I'm making money. Like, they can't critique me. But please do something, because you have a platform. You could be a powerhouse, right? You need to not only be the man that pays black artists well, you're the man that makes great movies for your people and uplift your people. Blaxploitation did well because that's what they wanted to see, right?
Right.
Like,
it didn't do well for black people.
Well, not for black people, but it did well. Like,
all right,
the genre did well.
Y'all know who Paul Mooney is?
Yes, of course. Uncle Paul.
How the hell?
All right, so years and years ago, he said something related to this outroar for the Barbershop 2 with Ice Cube and Cedric the Entertainer. I think Ced's character was talking bad about Rosa Parks. And black activists like Al Sharpton, all of them were having press conferences talking about we need not to display ourselves this way and we need to respect our heroes, yada, yada. Paul Mooney said you need to worry more about how you're perceived in those white movies than you are in these black movies, because those white movies go all over the world.
Yeah.
So if Tyler already understands they're not going to put any money behind my projects to send this movie to India or to send this movie to Europe, this is only going to be in the U.S., he can just lean into telling the stories to his audience. But here we are upset with him because how he's representing us. But how are we being represented in those other white movies?
Listen, part of me is like, again, because that's why I brought up the devil's advocate point of, like, why do we care what these people think or about us and how we're perceived or whatever. They have pushed a narrative for so long, like, we don't have to believe that, we don't have to accept it. Who cares about that part? What I am most upset about is that it's not good. And he keeps doing it. And he has an audience. That's why I'm mad. Like,
all right, but let's say you love fine dining, right? You love food. But then you turn your nose up at McDonald's and you're like, McDonald's isn't good.
It's not
but
good.
They're everywhere.
Right. And
somebody
then
thinks this shit is good.
Yeah,
well, there are places where it is.
Yeah, and there are people who are like, oh, what is this mess? Like, to fine dining, I've seen that before. Like, ew, I don't want that. Can we just go to McDonald's?
I ain't mad at anyone who has standards, okay? Yeah. I'm not mad. However, what I'm saying is that my guy, how long has he been doing this? Do you know the year? What's the count?
Like 20, 25 years, close to.
How do you not? How do you not
because
grow?
The business.
Right, he has an audience, and that's who he caters to.
It's not even about the audience. I think it's just the bottom line. I think
no. Well, because he has said that when he hired writers, his ratings went down, and he said he knows his audience, and that's who he writes for. So, okay.
I mean, listen, it has gave him the ability to open up a little Hollywood in Atlanta and employ a lot of black people and
get these other people paid. Now, let's say he was to give you a part, right? You, in your mind, you're not just an actor, but you're also a writer. You also have ideas or projects that you want to try to make, but you need money. Yeah. It's hard to get your projects off the ground because nobody's paying you what you're worth.
Yeah.
But he's going to pay you.
And they definitely don't play black actresses well. We don't get paid well enough.
So now you take the role that you know isn't going to be the best thing in your catalog, but now you got that money to actually make that passion project.
That's a fair point.
And also, you live in a era of time where the majority of people who consume content don't give a fuck about performances.
Well,
that's true. I have been noticing that.
Mm-hmm.
I have definitely been noticing the
I don't know.
subpar
Right.
quality of things that people love. So I mean, listen, it's fine.
I don't know. I think there's a group of people out there who are like, what happened to like quality stuff? And I can sit and I can watch something that makes me feel, because when I watch this stuff, I'm like, what is this shit? Does this happen in real life?
No,
like,
it doesn't. And
that's why we watch TV. I watch like, I can't remember what I was watching, but when I was like going through my own stuff, like I watched show, like it was Modern Family, and when I was moving from like my first apartment, it just so happened that I was watching the last episode of Modern Family, and they were talking about new beginnings, and I bawled my eyes out, you know. And like I could think about From Scratch, remember? And people want stuff like that. They do.
Scratch?
It was the movie,
Saldana.
of her husband died of cancer.
Oh my god.
And I think people want movies like that. I think they do. But then it's oversaturated with like this bullshit of mediocre acting, and also like I see like a lot of like crime shows and stuff now. Like
that was my point. I forget how I was going to connect it, but you were talking about how the stuff he makes isn't real.
Yeah.
Right? But then I was thinking, one of the biggest genres for women are crime podcasts, crime TV shows. There can't be that many serial killers out on the loose. Like, some of these stories gotta be fake. But y'all eat that stuff up.
So, okay. But, yeah, some of the stories are fake, obviously. But they're based on something that could actually happen.
Maybe,
and has actually happened in one way or another.
And
but
it's exaggerated.
Tyler's stuff, come on. Some of that stuff, who takes a body out of a casket? Who does that? Have you ever heard? Who actually does that? Like, that is not, no one is doing that.
Okay.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Who has
you know
sex
what I'm gonna do?
in a bunch of fucking paint?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Because I'll be worried about that paint going up in me. But
Okay. Devil's advocate. Women sometimes fantasize about having sex on a beach. It's a lot of sand.
I promise you the sun doesn't get up.
Yeah, I was about to say that's
I promise you the sun doesn't
BS.
get up.
On this show, I think it was the mental health episode. You and Queen talked about how sand gets everywhere.
Oh, it does.
Mm-hmm. It does not get up inside you.
But not when you're.
When they said it, they were emphasizing everywhere, as in.
No, it does.
It does not get up
everywhere.
In there.
Like when you're swimming in the ocean and stuff, and you come out, have sand all everywhere.
Yes,
it's everywhere.
But when you're having sex on the beach, that does not happen.
Have you ever tried to have a sandwich on the beach? Like, the sand gets in the sandwich.
What are you? How are you eating it?
Right. Like,
you could just be out holding it.
No.
The wind of blow.
So please don't
stop.
Stop it.
All right. Okay.
And this is proven.
Flipping
sex. Sand does not get.
It doesn't.
It does not. I promise.
I'll take your word for it.
Yes, you should. You should.
So you got experience with this?
Yes.
Y'all having sex on the beach?
Yes.
Damn.
Who doesn't have sex on the beach? Come on. That is not even like a novelty anymore at this point.
You've never had sex on the beach?
No.
Outside?
You know what? Outside?
You have
no
never?
life?
No.
Oh.
You know why? I have a healthy fear of being on the sex registry. And it doesn't take much.
That's
like, you
fair.
can just pee.
That's fair.
And if you're not aware of, like, oh, there was a park right there?
Yeah.
Now your life is ruined.
Y'all
got a life.
God,
huh?
oh, yeah.
I feel like I don't even know you guys.
Let me tell you a story.
Almost 2 years.
I'll tell everybody this story. So, forgive me, Mom and Dad.
Is it like in a tent or is it just
Oh,
out?
it was
No,
out
it's
in the
just
open.
out.
We were like in the space, out in the open, just doing it on the hood of the car, and then all we heard was boo boo. We were in a Greyhound like rest station, and the bus pulled up, and he didn't give a fuck. I ran in the car. And he was just out there swinging because I mean he had it like that, and everybody was looking out in the bus.
Damn, Winston Duke.
Okay.
Out there swinging, huh?
Oh, talking about that, Winston was like, Winston just posted a picture where he was like in the shower. Anyway,
Thirst
moving
trapping.
along. Oh yeah, that was a big thirst trap. Okay, I was like, is he wearing underwear? What's going on here? I couldn't really see, but good on you, Winston. Good on you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I learned something new.
Oh yeah. Well, and we could learn more stuff.
I thought y'all was good, God-fearing Christian women.
We are when we go to church.
Mm-hmm.
We are actors, aren't we?
All right. What else we talking about? Y'all want to talk about the ex-president?
Almost dying.
Now,
getting killed.
me watching that feels like I'm watching an episode of Scandal.
Fair. I think though it would have been real bad if he died. I think we would have been come for from all other kind of countries.
They're getting ready to come for you now. Like,
yeah.
I think, what do they call their conferences? The RNC or something? His people, like the Republicans.
Oh yeah, Republican National Convention.
These jokers are out there wearing fake Band-Aids on their hair.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
It's not surprising.
I feel like the whole thing was orchestrated.
You think so?
Absolutely. Now, some people will say, well, no, it can't be fake because somebody died. I remember him saying when he was president or running for president that he could shoot somebody in the middle of Main Street and still get elected by his people. I feel like he cashed that check.
Maybe.
Nobody's talking about him getting convicted and being a federal, what do they call those people? Like
Convicted felon.
Yeah. Nobody's talking about that stuff now. Now he's a hero.
Is he? Because
his
he got
people,
shot in the ear?
He ain't get shot.
You don't
Also,
think
a 20-year-old with an AR-15, you know how incompetent 20-year-olds are?
And who just told me, somebody just told me that the kid, there was like an archery or something program at his school and he got denied because he was a bad shot. Somebody just told me that. I don't know if it's true. I didn't read it myself. But
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so disrespectfully.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it disrespectful?
It feels like, hey.
Isn't
let's
it
play in their face some more.
disrespectful?
it's been disrespectful
But
though.
okay.
And then he poses for the picture. After getting shot at.
And the
After
pose
getting
is what
shot at.
gets me. The pose is
I
what
know.
gets me. I'm
I
like,
know.
really?
I know.
You couldn't do anything
He's a
else.
showman.
You couldn't do a peace sign.
He's a
or
showman.
nothing.
He's a showman.
But okay,
Oh my goodness.
okay,
It
sir,
is
carry
so
on.
And how you
disrespectful.
gonna just what's it called? Come on, y'all, help me out.
What?
When you take something from another culture, what is the word?
Oh, appropriate.
he
yes,
stole the-
thank you.
yeah.
How
the
you
black-
just gonna appropriate the
Yeah.
blackness?
Stole our thing.
Oh, fucking! I mean, you can't write this shit.
Somebody must have.
Maybe.
I don't know if that was AI or not, but I saw like an angle where the Secret Service were like smiling and laughing.
That
while
was
they were-
AI.
That was AI.
Somebody
okay.
made all of them smile like
Oh, okay, that was
they
AI.
were posing for it.
Okay, cool.
But I think the entire
I
thing is a
think
debacle.
I think we're in trouble. We're in deep trouble with AI and all this stuff. Yeah.
About to be another civil war.
I feel like it's going that direction, to be honest.
I feel like
Because
that too.
the amount of corruption and the wealth gap, it is
Yeah.
so far apart. It feels like there's just kings and queens with all of the land and resources, and then there's everybody else.
Subjects.
And the best you can hope for is to get on their good side and maybe be law enforcement or a politician where you can get somewhat of a break
Yeah.
and have some type of like health care and live a comfortable life.
What I think is interesting too is that him being a showman, right? Now his vice president running mate is also
Who?
like that JD
Oh, you
guy.
didn't see him?
No.
Oh.
JD, what's his name? JD.
Oh, I don't know
JD
his
Wentworth?
name, but I've heard
he's
of
the
what
Hillbilly Elegy writer.
But
What?
Hillbilly Elegy. Did you see that?
No.
It's a good movie. What's the
Beverly
child's name?
Hillbillies?
No, Hillbilly Elegy. Amy Adams.
oh, I have seen that. I didn't know he.
Yeah, he wrote that. It was based on his memoir. His memoir from it's basically
Okay.
his life.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, you think this country would have learned from the first time they elected an actor as president?
We took it all the way back to Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Reaganomics. I don't I don't know what to I get surprised actually when people expect more from this country. I really do. Like I get surprised.
Well,
Now what I do understand is that we are, for the most part, we are not like a third world country. We're not worried about being bombed every other day. We don't have those problems. You know what I mean? And that's some problems. That's rough.
I think
But-
America
don't
did
think
a
that's out of the
really
question,
good
though.
job of like promoting itself early because
Yeah.
America has like a lot of influences in a lot like I was talking my niece, right? And I was like, oh, she sounds kind of American, and it was said like, yeah, all the kids are losing their like authentic accent, and I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, because they watch YouTube and stuff. We don't have an accent anymore.
Wow.
Yes.
What, in Tobago?
Tobago, yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of people are noticing that. The kids don't have that accent anymore.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's like America.
That's
and then
crazy.
I remember when we were growing up, everybody just wanted to go away, like go foreign. That is what people say, oh, we want to go foreign, we want to go away. And then you come here and you're like, this looks like down the street. And even better because it's cleaner.
I remember years ago hearing something similar about a different country. I want to say maybe the Netherlands, but I forget the song they did. There was a really popular song. This is probably like 15 years ago. And they were doing their radio promotion, and the DJ was like, oh, you guys don't seem to have accents and such. And the person from the Netherlands was like, well, in our country, all we do is watch American TV. Like, we grew up watching The Fresh Prince and stuff like that. So we basically just learned to speak this way. And to a point, the show that we were going to discuss later, Supercell, one of the things I noticed, even though they have those English accents, they use a lot of American slang. And I was like, how long have they been using, like, the word trapping? Because I'm pretty sure T.I. came out with that. And it was a lot of stuff. Like, they call the police feds. Like, do they call their law enforcement feds? Or is that associated in any way to Federal Bureau of Investigations? I know why we call them that.
I mean, it also may be they're trying to write to appeal to an American audience. You know what I mean?
Kind of. I'm gonna have to ask like Akil or something, like how authentic are those slang that they use. But it just seems like our influence, which is not like it's not surprising. Like black people create culture that goes everywhere.
Yeah.
But I just was surprised. It's kind of messed up and sad in the way that people are losing their authenticity.
Yeah, that is sad. That sucks.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
Same thing happened in
And then,
music, like hip hop.
Yeah. But I don't know. And I don't know if we would ever get back to that. Because even in our time, like growing up, our parents were like really, really adamant about not sounding bad. Like that's what they would call it. They'll be like, no, you would never talk like that, right? So you find that we went to school and we just, because sometimes I remember like sometimes I'll go places and people be like, oh, why do you sound English? And I'm like, sometimes I really, really wish if they did what other parents did. It was like, okay, when you're home, you can talk like this, but then when you go to school or you write something, just, you know. But they were
Speaking
really
of accents, where's Rihanna from?
Barbados.
I remember seeing her say something recently that reminded me of something you said.
Oh, yeah.
Just in the speech pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the word was even, but you put it at the end of the sentence.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I'm not even a wife even.
Oh, right,
But
okay.
then most, like, Americans would say, I'm not even a wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then she did it too, and I was like, oh, wow. That is such a island thing.
Yeah.
Don't lose it.
I know.
Yeah.
I wanna.
You gotta stop watching this American TV.
Well, I wanna hold on to it because I really like my friends that live like in different parts of the island. Like when they talk, I'm like, yes, please, Paul. Can we just?
I will say,
just keep this?
you write your post in that.
Oh yeah, for them. Yeah, for them.
And I cannot read it.
Yeah, I do it for them.
Now, sometimes I can, but sometimes.
Yeah.
I only know yard. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I have no idea what she's saying, but here, like.
I know. Yard. Okay, understand. But
It's
anything
yard.
else?
Yeah.
Home, like
Home?
yard. Yeah, like
Home. Yeah, like outside.
Yeah. Like
Coming up your
yard.
step
my
is your yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, or your country.
Oh, it's
like,
my hood.
Well, yeah, your hood.
Yeah, hood.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm taking that. It's ours now.
Yeah, yard. Keep it.
Americans.
Yard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to y'all on the phone later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got something else?
No.
Y'all want to talk about this show, Supercell?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like it because, like I said, I love the way they turned sickle cell into something powerful because it's such a horrid disease. Like it's rough. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it doesn't get that much attention. It doesn't get as much attention as I think it should because people die from it all the time.
I had a cousin who passed from it.
Yeah, I know. I had a friend that passed from it, and it's just.
Doesn't T-Boz have it? I know she used to struggle with some type of illness.
You might be right. I should ask my brother. He used to date her.
Oh.
T-Boz?
Yeah.
What?
He sure did.
Get him on the phone. How did he meet T-Boz?
He was working for my uncle.
Oh,
They
what
were
year
in
was
a play
this?
together a long time ago.
90s?
How old is your brother?
No, 2000s. He
2000s? That's not that long ago. That was like
a couple years under me.
younger brother? Oh, yeah,
I
you're
only
the
have you.
oldest.
I'm the oldest.
Yeah. So I'm like, how old is your brother? That's cool.
T-Boz?
I went with her. We went with her. We took her to
Hey, how long
Jersey.
you known this woman?
Oh,
Her.
listen. This is my with both of y'all, right? It's like I'm just going for the ride, and then something pops up, and I'm like, something new. Okay.
Why it's not?
Don't try to downplay this.
I don't know. It's not a downplay, but it's also like I've been around famous people since I was a young girl. Like
Who's the most famous? Don't say Heavy D.
That was Uncle Head, though. I loved him. Yeah, he was such a wonderful human.
Yeah, I'm sure you could tell. He
so
seemed like a teddy
wonderful.
bear.
He was.
Yeah.
So
He's
Heavy
so
D,
wonderful.
Kevin Hart, T-Boz apparently.
Yeah, T-Boz.
Did you meet Chili?
I went with her. No.
Oh.
I only
It's okay.
only met
It's okay.
T-Boz. There's only one. Went with her to get a tattoo
Where's the tattoo?
on her foot.
Oh,
You didn't
she
get
got
one?
the
She
tattoo.
got it. Yeah.
Oh.
No. I got one, but
Wait a minute. She's older than us. Your brother is younger than us. How did he mac her up?
my brother.
Get him on the phone. I need some points.
No. But my brother is. I love my brother to death. He's like a special guy. Like you can't.
Apparently.
He loves.
Yeah.
He
He probably got a song
Does
right
he
now.
tell
Amazing.
people that? Does he tell people that he
No,
did? Yeah.
no. I usually don't say it, but it came up. So, her having sickle cell, I was like, my brother dated her. I should ask him. He would know. But it's not. We don't talk about it.
That is why. You don't talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, which is good though.
No.
Like I like the surprises. So,
I could do without them actually.
but Michael, like you want us to just like you want to just like like this is my life. This is what happened to me. Like
It'd be nice.
No, this is the fun. It comes up and you're like.
Years later though, Secret Agent Darrah.
It's okay though. It's okay.
Whatever.
Wait, who is the most famous? Damn, she got to think about it. It's that many people.
I think.
Was it L.A. Reid?
No.
Babyface?
No.
Did
oh
you
my
meet
God, was it
Babyface?
Usher?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't meet any of those people. None of them.
Question.
Yet. Anyway.
Would y'all pay, if you had it, $1,100 to take a picture with Chris Brown?
No.
No?
No. I love Chris Brown, but no, I don't care. No.
I'm saying you had it. Like, it wouldn't hurt.
No.
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
For what reason?
Like
For a picture?
I mean,
That's just gonna sit on my
it.
phone, and I'm not gonna look at it. Like, who cares?
Women are doing it.
I mean, hey,
good on you
to
if
each his
that's
own, right. But no, I
But
wouldn't.
also, it's very like embarrassing because they're like, oh, I saw this one where her fiance broke up with her, and then I saw this one where she took her child support money. It's like a bunch of like, forgive me, but ghetto mess, and I'm just like, okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend broke up with her for taking
Her
a picture.
fiance.
Multiple
Multiple
for
fiancés and
taking a
boyfriends.
picture.
Not
with
just
Chris
taking
Brown?
a picture,
It's not just the
but also
picture;
the
it's how the
pose.
picture was taken.
Like, he will do whatever the women want.
Oh, it's like
Like, cause he
appropriate?
engaged.
Yeah.
He got down on one knee for one of them.
That was sweet. Way more wholesome than some of the other stuff.
Yeah,
Like, women straddling him, hands full of yams, just right there. And this woman got a boyfriend.
Chris Brown.
But can I ask something?
But
though?
and
This is like a really,
Devil's
really
advocate,
interesting.
he is getting $1,100. Like, I don't blame him for doing
Does he
whatever.
need it? Does he need
He
$1,100?
don't. I think it's a stunt. Like,
No, his concert is 11/11 tour, so I guess they're just like, oh, let's do, let's keep it in.
11/11.
Yeah, but I have a question. Would you be mad if John did something like that? Like if John met like this celebrity and she like kissed him or like gave him a lap dance or something? Would you be mad?
No.
what if he paid $1,100 for it?
Wait, but
I mean,
I
if
want to
he
know.
had it and it was out of his own money, not ours, that's on you, my guy.
First, I want to know what it asked you get $1,100 from. Tell me
You can just spare it.
where it come from and why we not splitting this. I don't have things to do. I don't have wants. But
Right.
okay, enjoy yourself.
So let me turn that question on you. Now, if your boo thing
Okay, good.
took a picture with, let's say, Rihanna, and it was kind of raunchy, would you be upset?
No, I wouldn't be mad.
Really?
You have one life to live. Go ahead.
Right, child, rock
Rock-
out.
yeah,
like,
rock
what?
out, do your
You're
thing.
Not gonna, unless you're trying to like leave me for them or have a ongoing affair. What the fuck do I care? Like, what?
Sounds good, ladies, but I think it's cap.
Really?
No.
I think y'all gonna have
It's
y'all gonna feel
definitely
away.
not.
No, I'm gonna have fun like teasing them for a
Something-
really, really long time.
Something is going to come up later, and it's
Okay.
going to be like blown
Like
out of
what?
proportion.
No,
You're gonna
I
probably
would
go
love to
home
tease
and
it.
be like, "This motherfucker left this dish in this fucking sink," and you're gonna blow up, and it's not even gonna be about the dish,
No.
but it's gonna be about something else.
No.
I do hate dishes in the sink, but I'm not
I
gonna
would be
blow
like,
up.
I would be like, oh, do you think you could be in Rihanna's house leaving like dishes in the sink? Like I'll say stuff like that.
You're just gonna be
But
passive aggressive.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be mad. Like I'll just be like, oh, try that shit in Rihanna's house.
Listen, I mean, why would you be mad? Like, if you love the person,
Yeah, like
and
rock out,
you know what I mean,
have a good time.
it made them happy.
Would you be mad if?
Would you be right?
I would be mad if they spent that type of money, because I feel like, one, this particular celebrity doesn't need that type of money.
Right.
And the fact that you're
Regardless,
paying it is just like,
that's a
Maybe
lot
he's
of money for.
donating to something.
He's not.
I
That's
mean, he
a
does
lot of
have
money
3
for
babies
meet
at
and
this point.
greet and meet and greet.
It is.
and it also depends on the polls.
Okay.
I don't care.
Because some of those poses get real wild.
I gotta look it up now. I gotta see him. I gotta see him. I can't. It's so hard. Like, I love Chris Brown so much. Like, I could watch him dance literally for hours. Like, but
Question: who is better?
Chris Brown or Usher?
Yep.
Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not. I mean, dance wise, yes.
I think performance wise, he probably got Usher.
Really?
Yeah. 1000%. I love Usher. Now, Usher is the OG. You understand? Like, Usher paved the way for Chris Brown, but I mean, it's okay. Like, Chris Brown is fucking.
Maybe if they were at the same age, like Usher in his prime, Chris.
Yeah.
But even then, it would be probably edging towards Chris.
Yeah. And I mean, too, I don't know. Like, I love Usher, too. Like, I love.
I'm really biased. Like, I love Usher. So it'll always be Usher for me. Like,
that's fair.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't even looking at Chris Brown. Like,
I understand.
Chris
Let's not forget, Usher messed up some relationships, too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He did.
And still doing it.
Chris just jumped in his shoes. He was like, oh, I'm going to charge him $1,100 for it. You was doing it for free, and shit? I'm going to make him pay. You're going to pay to be single. All right, what else y'all got? Because I forgot. I think I interrupted.
Supercell. I like Supercell because, like, I didn't watch all of it, right? But like, there's just one scene where when he was like talking to his girlfriend, but he was acting like he wasn't talking to his girlfriend, and she was like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." He said something that reminded me of home, and I'm like, "Ooh, I gotta look up these people because they seem to be like born in Africa and born in the Caribbean and stuff like that." And then I really like how they network across because the music that they use are like British artists and stuff like that. And I'm just like, this is exciting to see them just work within like their circle. So
the one guy's grandmom, I think, in the show was African. Like, they definitely are. Yeah. They're English, but they're from.
Yeah, I like that.
So,
which makes sense because Africans are. That's like very like prevalent in Africans. So, sickle cell. So.
Watching it, like I said, I only got like 1.5 episodes in, but watching it makes me want to consume more of it. So now I'm considering watching like Top Boy or something like that.
Oh yeah, I love British. I love. Like that's shows. That's how we started though. Like like Desmond's was like prime British TV for us.
A soap opera?
No, it was a comedy. It was like one of the first. I talked about it. It was like the inspiration for What If, because it was like one of the most at that time. I think it was in the 80s. It was one of the shows in England that was a predominantly black cast. So, yeah, love British TV.
They do a good job.
Yeah, they do.
I like their shots.
See,
and stuff. Like,
they do a good job. They make stuff of substance. They do.
Really do.
But that show costs more than
great.
what Tyler's spending on his movies.
Fair.
Yo, if this man, because there was Mia Coppola, right? And then there was like Divorce in the Black, and he said Megan Good's divorce and Corey Hardick's divorce is what inspired Divorce in the Black. So you're telling me, what was the turnaround time? With all the stuff that you have going on, what is the turnaround time? And I've seen like in his
what, from like start to finish, pre-production, production, post-production?
Pre-production probably super fast because he already wrote it himself.
Yeah,
he's shooting it on his own film sets.
Right. I don't think
it's not time is. Anyway, we talked about this.
And I assume, based off of how that show, based off of how it was lit, I feel like he was using more than one camera.
Yeah, he always does.
Yeah, so it's probably quick.
I don't want to talk about him anymore.
Yeah, I'm over it.
This is salty.
I think
it's salted caramel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh crap! It's good. Now that I know it's supposed to be salty, it tastes better.
Okay. Fair.
All right, you guys want to talk about the questions that we normally ask our guests since it's our 40th episode. How do y'all feel the show is going? We're 40 episodes in now. Actually, we
That's a good
passed
question.
40 episodes, to be honest.
Yeah, we have.
We probably like at 52.
Technically, we have with all the extra ones.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel? Let's be honest. Give me the raw.
I had like all these like expectations, like it was gonna be fun and really like insightful and stuff like that. And I felt like it was gonna be like maybe like a network, and we were gonna do all these like really really cool things. And then
You don't
just
feel like
kinda-
that's the case?
like in the beginning I was really really hopeful because we were getting to try different foods, and we were like learning these different things and about like all these different people and stuff, and then it just kind of became one note for me. I mean, it was fun getting to meet everybody and, you know, like talk to like our friends and stuff, but I don't know, it just like Alex's episode I liked, like he brought his own thing.
I
But
do love
yeah.
that he played the art,
You're right.
the thing with
Yeah.
the guitar. Like he thought about it.
Right. And then when Yali came, she brought like her like food, and that was fun. Like we had like pilau, and then we had
Why we stop doing that?
it just, I don't know.
Darrah, why we stop doing that?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Is it because of me, or
I
are you
don't know.
trying to throw shade?
No. I think it just
Like,
kind of
did I
like
say
It was a good
fizzled out.
segment. Like,
Yeah, it was great. And then it was stuff like that I liked, and then after a while it just, I don't know.
what about you? How do you feel?
How do I feel? I mean, I'm definitely tired of editing.
Yo, somewhat I feel disrespected because you edit what I already edited.
Yes, it's true.
And the amount of time it takes me to edit that,
I know.
you don't.
Listen, I am not.
And then she'd be on my back, like passive aggressively. She'd be texting like, "Are you done with that episode yet? When do you think it can be ready?"
But
That is not a passive aggressive thing.
It
I'm
feels
literally
very
asking you,
passive-aggressive.
like, I'm
It
asking you a
feels like
question.
you're like, "Where's the episode?" Like, I need it.
But
No,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
not what I'm saying. I'm asking, like, literally, so I can know in my brain, because I have to time my shit out, like, of when I'm going to edit it down and all of that stuff. So I'm asking, so I can figure out in my brain, okay, well, if he has it, like, that's how my brain works. I'm not trying to be passive aggressive. Listen, if I really wanted to know you know me, I would say it. Like, I don't need to be passive aggressive.
What she said? We just found out she knew T-Boz.
well,
So?
how does that correlate, Michael?
I mean, she just holds a lot of stuff in, is what I'm saying.
What was it? My fucks are on vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Not
My
today.
give a fucks are on vacation.
Yeah, well, it is a lot of editing.
Shout out to Sabrina.
It is a lot of editing. But how else you feel?
I am definitely wishing that we had, because sometimes we don't always have great chemistry with the guests that we choose, and so I do wish that we were more selective. That's on me sometimes too, because I ask people, I'm like, oh, they ask me about the podcast, I'm like, oh, well, come on, be a guest, you know what I mean? Like, it's usually
You know
at
how
a
many
party
times
or
people
something,
bring up the
and I'm-
podcast in a conversation with me? I'm like, yeah.
I know.
Do not invite them.
I know. Well, I'm the one that has to fucking find them. Like, I'm the one that has to do it. So, listen. You want to help? You want to fucking ask people to come on?
I do help. I give you people to come on.
Okay. I mean, yes, you do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no.
those people aren't.
Well, in my
Always.
defense, you guys are the only people I know.
Hmm.
I don't know anybody else. I don't try to.
I mean, I like that we were, or we are trying to work on a platform for up and coming artists, right? For artists who are talented, you know, and have something to say and have something to share, because I do think it's been insightful. I like a lot of the things the guests have come on and said. A lot of them wind up saying the same thing about the art and stuff. Like, I think I've learned a lot of things from our guests, but I just don't know that the guests respect it as much as they say they do sometimes. So I don't know. I feel like we can change it up. We should change it up, like you said, like you suggested, because it is one note. I would agree. So yeah, we got some revisiting and revising to do.
Yeah.
I like talking about films and shows that we've all consumed and have some type of passion about, or something that affected us in a way that we want to talk about it.
Right.
Versus just like staring in somebody's face, asking a question that you don't even care about anymore, because it's like,
it's the same.
Right, it's the same damn question.
I mean, they seem to enjoy it, and it seems to be fun for them.
Yeah.
But like, it's like,
because it's a platform, right? Like they might not be getting at this time because they're not in a specific space.
And
right?
that's cool, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
You can give that to people.
Yeah, and I think it's fun. Like Tyler now, we can pull up his episode and be like, yo, you were here. You know, and that's exciting. And it's exciting to think of when that happens to other people that we've had on. But then...
Say it. Say it with your chest.
You motherfuckers. Y'all don't even think about us after you dusted your ass up out this seat and go on your merry way.
You think these brownies is free?
That's...
You think this premium cupcake wine is free?
That's hilarious.
I could only remember like one or two people being like, "Oh, I was on a podcast," like, and tag us, like,
a kill, definitely.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, there are some people who definitely hold us down and show love and promote the episodes they've been on and check back.
And then there's this one individual. Let me not say your name, but you know who you are. They used to be like supporting heavy.
Oh yeah.
And then after they got on, where did you go, my guy?
Yeah.
Where did you go? Hi. Are you lost? Are you missing? Hi. So, yeah.
It's true.
And I mean, it's not trying to be out there and, you know, and we're trying to make good content, good quality content, and have it like all our ambitions and stuff stitched together, right? But help, I guess.
Or just return a favor.
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
How do you feel?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, you didn't expect us to ask the question?
I mean, you guys never really ask me questions.
Whatever.
Sometimes I don't feel like you care about what I think or feel.
Wow, okay.
But that's okay. It's been a few years, and sadly, I think I'm getting used to it. But
where's the violin?
How?
Honestly, yo, god damn.
How do I feel? Overall, like, yeah, it's a lot of work. Setting stuff up, breaking it down, editing. I mean, I'm on like my third hard drive. Like this stuff. These episodes are like 35 gigs per camera. My computer is like cursing me out most of the times, but it's still fun. I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy seeing you guys.
Yeah.
Hanging out with you. And basically brainstorming and getting our ideas together.
That's for you.
Oh, you saved me some.
Yes.
When we don't care, but it's okay. We all need to talk shit sometimes.
I mean, it's only a spit, but
there's more than a spit.
Oh, it was exactly. That was exactly a spit.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. But yeah, I think I am also interested and excited to explore different formats.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And hopefully, like I said it in the meeting, I feel like we could be more vulnerable and personable.
Oh no,
and
baby!
I think
No.
that's one of the elements that might be
No.
missing from the ingredients.
Why do you
No.
think that?
No.
What?
No.
What?
Because
like,
I consume a lot of podcasts,
Okay.
and I think what make these particular content, like these forms of content, relevant with audiences is connecting to the host, the people that you're tuning in to.
Okay.
I don't think so, right? Because we're not trying to be full-time podcasters, right? We're trying to be actors, and people are gonna dig up these episodes and be like, "Oh, did you know this about such and such?"
Look, if I wanted to, I can learn a whole bunch of stuff about you just by Googling your name.
Which, this is the funniest thing, right? I said, "Hey Google, what year was Salome Denoon born?" And Google said it.
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what?
It's out there.
Yeah, it's public
So
knowledge.
if people want to know stuff about you, they're going to find out. So you may as well give it to them.
No, thank you.
That way you control it.
No, thank you.
It's all about control.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I could
Are
probably
you
tell
PR
you.
now?
Hmm?
So are you
I
PR
could
now?
I would probably share things I've done like in my
I mean, you guys
20s.
just shared that you've been
But-
freaking on the beach.
That, because I did that when I was in my 20s. I'm not good. I can't even run. Like back then, it was easy.
Like,
You running Sparta races.
there
What you
is
talking
no.
about?
That's different.
Get you back on that beach. Who
Just
knows what you
because
can do?
you're freaking on the beach, who doesn't do that? And I think our culture here in America is just so prudish, right? Like over in Italy or over in France or whatever, they are not afraid to talk about like sex or bodies or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking human thing. Like who the hell cares? Everyone does it.
At the museum, there was a lot of boobs, and my kids had some stuff to say.
Well, because they're children.
Have you gone to the what is that? The Mothers Museum? They probably took it off now, but there used to be a vagina on full display
Like
Just one?
in a jar, just one.
in a jar.
Yeah,
How did it
somebody.
look?
Like how did they?
Somebody-
What they took it? What?
So I believe it's called the Mothers. We can go sometime.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
'cause
They
I
have
don't
like
understand how
a lot
vagina
of
ends up
like
in a jar.
anatomy and stuff. So they cut somebody's vagina out. So imagine like you spread out.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and
Holy
you
shit.
looking at a vagina in a jar from the perspective of it being
What kind of
spread
jar
out.
was it?
That
Like
is
a mason jar.
Interesting.
This size?
I mean,
Yeah, it was a little bigger.
vaginas are so many different shapes and sizes and you know what I mean? Colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're so different.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
This is a great segment. We should add it going forward to vagina talk.
Vagina monologues.
Do you have a vagina?
No,
How would you? But you've been inside one. so
but I
you'd
can
be
talk
like-
about them.
Right. And then they have like a lot
Probably seen more than
like
you.
interesting things there. You have, because I've only seen one.
Yours
Mine.
Yeah.
with a mirror?
Huh.
It was a video camera, wasn't it? See, now we get into the hard hitting
Oh my God.
facts, the stuff that people want to know.
No.
Yeah.
Who the hell wants
I remember, I think it was on HBO, the Vagina Monologues.
I've only heard of them. I haven't heard it. or
It was a big
seen
deal
it.
because at the time women wasn't exploring their bodies and actually looking at their stuff.
Oh, that's where the take a mirror and look at your vagina thing came
to know? I
from.
guess so.
Can I? You want something? I'll
Sure.
give you something. I'll throw you something.
Let me turn your mic up.
One time, I wish, and I think, forgive, I think it's like growing up on the island and being Christian, and I think people just like your moms especially just throw you out there, and you're supposed to get married and explore this thing, right? But anyway, I was having sex with somebody, and we were like in front of a mirror, and I saw this white stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what is that? I probably didn't wash up properly, and I'm probably just leaking rubbish all on this guy. Can somebody just why somebody couldn't tell me like that was like the best thing.
Yeah.
Somebody.
He wasn't complaining.
He wasn't.
Right.
But I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't see this.
We want to
That's
see
what they want.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
That's what they want.
Yup. The white stuff.
So you got something. That's something.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Let me
right.
drop a bomb on it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's it for the year. I won't be sharing anymore.
I'm going to get it out. We're going to share vagina segment every episode.
About my vagina.
I know. Like, why would I?
It's empowering.
You can't say it's empowering. You don't have one.
You know what I will talk about? Because you mentioned growing up on the island and being Christian or whatever, but I think also maybe it's just a black mom thing, or maybe it's just a Christian mom thing. I don't know, but I do feel like even when I was growing up, I had a lot of shame around being very sexual because I was always pretty sexual from a young age.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of shame around it because my mom was like so prudish and she didn't really want to talk to me about sex, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I never even told her I lost my virginity. She found out, but I didn't tell her. You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of shame around how much I liked sex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and for a while. And I think that's fucked up.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe it's a generational thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
I remember my mom was just like, oh, I remember this. She was just like, yeah, just wait until you get married to have sex. That was it. Open and close. What is it? I wish if we had more. I remember watching this, and then again, hello, it goes back to being very like, what do I want to say? What's the word I want to use here? You having a platform, Mr. Perry. You can use your platform to help people in different ways than just glorifying whatever it is that you glorify, right? I remember watching this episode of My Wife and Kids when what was the mom's name? I forgot, but it was Tisha Campbell's character. Yeah, and she told her daughter, she was like, this is what sex is, and whenever you're ready to have sex, come to me and we'll talk about it. And I remember the episode, and I was like, if I ever have a daughter, I would tell her what sex is and say, whenever you're ready, come to me, right? Because again, my mom, she was just like, it's something you do when you get married, and that was it, right? But then when I had friends who were doing it, and they were like, oh, this is so good, and he makes me feel so good, I was curious, right? And I did it, and I didn't feel good about it, right?
Right, see? The shame.
So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So I wish if we could have had that conversation.
Right, exactly.
Right? And it's weird because something happened to me the other day where I'm not being this old and having like somebody that you could have like a healthy conversation with, that you're having sex with, and you can have like a healthy conversation with them about it, and you feel like really grown, like, oh my god, this is great. But then like if I'm around my mom and something happens, I become like this little kid again, and I'm like, no, we can't talk about this because my mom's here, you know? Like, but then that's a weird feeling, to feel grown and small at the same time. I know I'm not gonna do that.
You could work on that.
I mean, I think,
because what's she gonna do, send you to your room?
I think in our culture it's always gonna be like that. Like, I'm gonna always have this kind of like, maybe with my biological mom it's easy to kind of be like, oh yeah, like we don't have that, she doesn't know, we don't have that kind of like, she doesn't see me as a little girl, right? It's like, oh yeah, we're friends. But my mom that raised me, we're never gonna have that. Like, we're never gonna talk about that. That sailed. Like, no.
You should really have a conversation and do like some type of interview with your mom, so that you can preserve.
Out.
Well,
I'm
have
gonna
a drink.
be grossed out.
But it would really, it would really benefit you, like,
years from now.
Yeah. when they're not there,
Mm.
because then you'll be
I get
wondering.
that. Yeah.
I did it with my dad. I learned so much about him.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a lot of.
You interviewed him?
Yeah, twice. And I have the files somewhere on the hard drive and stuff.
That's cool.
So.
What kind of questions did you ask?
Years ago, but basically the first time I just asked him about his childhood, and from there it just kind of just went straight through his adolescence to adulthood, and how he met my mom, who they were together, and then that had kind of bad audio, so when I got this equipment, I went back like 2 years later and recorded it again. It's a different conversation. I learned different stuff, and I kind of had the intentions of asking them about my mother more, like what type of sense of humor did she have, like stuff like that. But it was too late because it'd been too long. He didn't remember. So, but it was still really good.
I get that. I would love to.
Learned about his childhood and his parents and how he was raised, and stuff started to click. I was like, oh.
Right. That was the question I was gonna ask. Like, what did, like, learning that? Did you learn more about him and why he does, did the things he did and who he is as a person?
And it was like, okay, no wonder you did such and such. You didn't know what you were doing, and even you just being here put me in a better position than you were in, because you didn't have that.
Yeah.
So it definitely helped. It made me feel like, not to say like I could forgive him, but the understanding of who he was, it took him from being this giant who is a parent to a human being.
Yeah.
And I can understand another human being and the mistakes that they'll make, and somewhat understand the times and the type of drugs that were popular in those times, and all that stuff. Like, it all kind of comes together.
Yeah. So
I would say do it. It might be cringy, like certain parts.
Yeah.
But you're gonna learn other things that you didn't even know you wanted to know.
I think I already know how it's gonna go, because,
I feel like I've learned so much about you guys today.
Really?
Yeah. Feel closer.
Aww.
Bonding.
It's important.
We're blending.
So 40 episodes. We've learned a lot. We've experienced a lot of different personalities. It's been a really exciting adventure. It's been very stressful, especially with you launching Create TV.
Yeah.
Crate.
What did I say?
Create. And I noticed, like, a lot of people say that a lot. They're like, create? And I'm like, crate. Is it my accent? Okay.
So crate as in like a box?
Yeah, crate as in a box. Like, you can come in. Yeah. You can come in here and discover, like, all types of different stuff. Because right now there's, like, a documentary on it. Did you know that?
Yeah, I didn't watch it. It was a long one.
Okay.
I looked at the runtime. I was
But
like,
it's great. It's great. I love it. It was about, like, it's about street food, and they're like great people. It's like, I don't know if it's two different guys that do great work. They live in Louisiana.
I got people in Louisiana.
Yeah, so that's good. What else is on there? Yeah, but it's just like a treasure chest. So
it's a lot to take on. It's a big move.
Yeah.
Having practically a streaming service.
Yeah, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for us. It's just like separating it. Like, oh, how do I separate this and be like, this is what I want to do, and then I have like my personal life and not have it integrate. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. We got time.
All right, ladies.
We did it. Yes, we did it. 40 down.
Prophesying, we're gonna look back on this and be like,
that's where it all started.
Yeah.
Once
we started being real and sharing.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not doing that. But what I will say is that I still am so excited for Tyler. Like, I keep, not Tyler Perry, Tyler Andrews. I keep thinking about how fucking cool it is. I'm about to like watch him on Monday.
You know,
so
hi,
freaking
Tyler. Cool. Congratulations.
I love it. I friggin' love it.
Yeah, we got to Really could definitely do audio and voice.
Oh, South
Oh, yeah, for
his
sure.
voice is so
One of
great.
his episodes was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Just because how expressive he is. And sometimes he would just whisper and to draw you in, and then he'll come back out, and it's crazy because I don't like doing
I
that.
know.
Nice.
I know. He's so talented.
Good stuff.
I'm really excited for him.
Anybody you missing?
No,
Anybody want to say hi to?
No.
Big up.
Big
Tobagos.
up. Big up.
Oh, I told you my ancestry says I might be from Tobago.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
trying to
shit.
find, like, I posted it online. I was like, hey, does anybody know anybody whose last name is this? Was it Grant? You told me the last name. I was like, what was your grandmother's last
Oh,
name?
Glover.
Glover. Nobody said anything. But let's just go to Tobago.
I might be related to Danny or Donald.
Danny. Right, I was about to say Donald too.
Yeah. Gotta find out.
Be nice to go
Never
once
know.
the
Let's
Civil
go.
War starts.
Yeah.
Have a place to
Jet
jump
to, yeah.
Honestly.
Love you.
Keep creating.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye. That was fun.